There's a coupon in your mailbox right now. Whole house air duct cleaning, $99. Maybe it's an ad online instead. Same number, $99. Sometimes $49. It looks like a great deal. And by the time that truck leaves the driveway, a lot of people have signed for $1,200. Some of them $2,400. For a job that, in most homes, the government's own experts say you probably never needed. Same house, same ducts. A $99 coupon and a $2,000 bill. And the thing that decides which one you end up with has nothing to do with your ducts. It's whether you know how this works before they show up. I'm Ray Dutton. I spent 25 years in this trade, in attics and crawl spaces, and yes, I sold this exact service for the kind of company that runs that coupon. I'm going to show you how $99 turns into $2,000, the one thing they tell you that isn't true, and the few times duct cleaning is actually worth paying for. Because sometimes it is, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend it isn't. Start with that $99 price because it tells you everything before anyone even shows up. A real duct cleaning, done right, takes 2 people 3 to 5 hours. They bring a big vacuum machine mounted in the truck about the size of a chest freezer. That machine cost the company somewhere between $25,000 and $75,000. Add the gas, the insurance, the pay for 2 trained workers. You're already past $100 before anyone cleans a single vent. So ask the simple question. How does a company send 2 workers and a $70,000 machine to your house for $99 and still make money? They can't. The $99 was never how they make money. Getting inside your house was how they make money. Quick thing before we keep going. I put the whole homeowner version of this, the price math, and the questions to ask into a short guide called the AC Survival Playbook over at raydutton.com. It's there if you want it, no pressure. All right, back to it. Once that truck is in your driveway, the price only goes up, and it follows the same steps every time in the same order. I sat in the meetings where those steps got taught. First comes the part of the coupon you didn't read. That $99 only covers a few of the vents in your house. But a normal home has a dozen vents or more, so they tell you the rest cost extra, and now you're a few $100s in, and they haven't even found a problem yet. Then they go looking for a reason to go higher, and here's where it gets ugly. The worker comes back from your furnace wearing a serious look, his phone in his hand, and he turns the screen toward you. There's black, fuzzy stuff crawling down the inside of a metal duct. This is what is living in your system, he says. You've got mold. And now you're scared because your kids sleep in this house, and in that moment you'll agree to just about anything he tells you next. You can't tell whether something is mold just by looking at a picture of it. Neither can he, not really. The EPA says the only way to know is a lab test, a small piece of tape mailed off for about $50. Not a look at a phone and a $2,000 quote written on your kitchen counter. Once you're scared, the extra charges come fast. A fog treatment, $100 to $300 to kill whatever is in there. A mold treatment, $300 to $600, sometimes a lot more. A UV light installed in your system, another $500 or $600. Every one of them sold as protecting your family. And that $99 coupon is now a bill for $1,200, sometimes $2,400, waiting for your signature. Now, the main thing they tell you that isn't true. They say your dirty ducts are blowing dirt into the air your family breathes all day, and that cleaning them will fix the dust, the allergies, the coughing. It's convincing, and I understand why people believe it, but it isn't true, and you don't have to take my word for any of it. The EPA looked at this closely and wrote down what they found. Their exact words: duct cleaning has never been shown to actually prevent health problems. And they went further. The studies don't even show that dirty ducts raise the dust level in your house. The reason is simple. Most of the dirt in a duct sticks to the wall of the duct and stays there. It's not floating around waiting to blow into your bedroom. The dust you actually breathe comes from you, from cooking, from walking on the carpet, from the dog, from an open window. Your ducts are one of the last things on that list. So when a company promises that clean ducts will fix your child's allergies, listen closely to what you're being told. That is the exact claim the EPA calls, and this is their word, unsubstantiated. It means there's no proof behind it. Same goes for that fog treatment. There's almost no research showing it does what they say. And for the soft fiberglass-lined ducts that many homes have, there isn't even a cleaning chemical approved to spray in there. You'd be paying $200 to fog your house with something that, at best, does nothing. Now, I have to be straight with you, because if I told you it was all a scam, I'd be lying to you the same way they do. Duct cleaning is a real service. There are 3 times you should get it done, and the EPA agrees with all 3. 1. Real mold. Not a phone photo. Real, heavy mold growing on the hard metal inside your system, confirmed by a test. 2. Animals. If mice or squirrels or bugs have been living and dying in your ducts, that has to come out. 3. So much dirt and debris packed in the ducts that you can see it blowing out of the vents when the system turns on. For a normal home with none of those 3 things, $500 is wasted money. But if you do have one of them, a real cleaning is worth paying for. That means the whole system, brushes to knock the dirt loose, and a sealed vacuum to pull it all out. 3 or 4 hours of honest work. That job is worth $450, even $1,000. The scam was never the cleaning itself. The scam is charging you for it when your ducts are fine, which is most homes. And even when the mold is real, there's something the coupon crew won't tell you. If you don't fix what let the water in, the leak, the wet spot, the mold grows right back within a year. And if the mold is in that soft fiberglass lining, the EPA says it can't be cleaned at all. It has to be cut out and replaced. No fog or spray or UV light changes that. I also want to be fair about the worker standing in your hallway, because most of them are not bad people. He's following a pay plan someone above him wrote. Nobody at that company ever got a bonus for telling a family their ducts were fine and driving away. The bonus is in the fog, the UV light, the mold treatment. So the pressure to sell you more isn't one bad person. It's built right into how they get paid. Not every company works this way, but the ones handing out $99 coupons usually do. That's the kind of company you're dealing with. Maybe your neighbor swears his air felt better after. Maybe a worker told you years ago to do this every year. I hear you. But air that feels fresher is a clean filter and a house that got some fresh air, not $500 of vacuuming inside metal ducts. And any company telling you to clean your ducts on a schedule is telling you the one thing the EPA warns you not to do. So what actually cleans up the air in your house, if not $500 of duct work? The cheap things, the ones they never lead with, because they can't charge you much for them. First, your filter. And I want to be clear here, because I told you in the filter video not to overpay. For most homes, a basic filter, changed on time, is exactly what your system wants. A filter that's too thick and too fancy chokes the airflow and strains the system, which is the whole problem I showed you before. The only time to go to a stronger filter is if someone in the house has real allergies or asthma, and even then, only if your system is built to handle it. And you can check this yourself. Look at your filter slot. If it takes the thin kind, about an inch thick, a high-rated filter will choke it every time. But if you have one of those deep filter boxes, 4 or 5 inches thick, the big folded filter that sits in a cabinet, that one is built to run a stronger rating without strangling the airflow, because the air passes through a lot more filter to get through. A newer system with a variable speed fan can push through more too. Not sure which you have? A good tech can measure the pressure on your system in about 2 minutes and tell you for sure. For everyone else, a cheap filter changed often beats an expensive one every time. Second, fix any moisture, any leak or wet spot so mold never has a place to grow. And this next one should make you angry. The real duct problem in most homes isn't dirt, it's leaks. Gaps in the ducts up in your attic, blowing the cold air you paid for into a space nobody lives in. That's what's quietly costing you money every month, and it's the thing they walk right past on the way to selling you a cleaning you don't need. That one is a whole video of its own, and it's coming. So the next time that coupon shows up, here's what you do. Before anyone opens your system, you say one thing. Show me the problem, on my ducts, right now before we talk about price. If it's real mold, they can show you, in your house, not on a phone. If it's animals, you'll see it. If it's just dust stuck to the walls, there's nothing to fix. Get the full price in writing before the truck ever comes. One flat price, exactly what's covered, no surprise charges per vent at the end. And if they lead with your family's health, if they promise it will fix the allergies, or they say the EPA wants this done every year, you already know enough to say no. The EPA does not recommend routine cleaning, it says so plainly, and it does not approve or certify a single duct cleaning company in this country, no matter what the sticker on their van says. And if it turns out you do have one of those 3 real problems, here's how to tell an honest company from a coupon crew before you let anyone start. The honest one gives you one flat price for the whole system in writing, up front, not a low price that jumps way up once they're inside your house. The job takes 3 or 4 hours, not 20 minutes near the front door. They open the system and pull everything out with a sealed vacuum. They don't just wave a shop vac hose near the vent covers and call it clean. And they never once promise to fix your allergies, because an honest company knows the science and won't tell you that. Come back to those 2 numbers. $99 on the coupon, $2,400 on the bill. Same house, same ducts, and the only thing between them is a photo on a phone and a promise about your family's health that the government already says isn't true. A $50 lab test answers the mold question for good. A cheap filter, changed on time, does more for your air than any of it. Now you know which one you're being sold. I read every comment on these, so tell me this. If you've had one of these companies out, what did the coupon say? And what was the price when they finished? And what did they claim they found? I want to see how many of you got the mold on the phone trick, because I think it's most of you. Next time I'll show you those attic leaks, the duct problem that's actually costing you money, the one they hope you never look for. Until then, you know the coupon, you know the steps, and you know the one sentence that stops it. I'm Dutton. Keep your cool, and I'll see you in the next one.